but then let's get our guest on the show as well. We are joined by Gaurang Shah and Rupak De. Hi, morning, and welcome to the show, both of you. And let's take a WhatsApp query quickly. This is Mr. V.M. Rao from Hyderabad. He's bought 100 shares of ACE at 1170 and 100 shares of Zaggle at 350. He needs medium-term advice. Rupak, can you help him?
Yeah, let's start with the action construction. I think there is a resistance at 820. The stock needs to clear the resistance of 820. Once it does that, then there might be some strong recovery towards 500 in the short term. But if it fails to move beyond that, beyond 820, then sellers might come back and might take the stock towards 750 once again. So we need to be watchful around 820 for the time being. The second stock is, I think, is
Zaggle. Second one is Zaggle.
Yeah. Okay. So the stock has given a consolidation breakout and currently sustaining above its 21 days exponential moving average. I think the sentiment has improved a bit. So for the time being, I think sentiment might remain positive, and on the higher end, it might move towards 250 to 70 kind of level. And on the lower end, we have a support at 210. If it falls below 210, then it might fall back into consolidation. But till then, the sentiment is likely to remain positive.
The important support levels to be kept in mind for Zaggle as well as for action construction. But on that, a quick take on this?
Yeah, after a rally of around 13% in the recent time, the stock has been consolidating on a downwards note. But I think once the consolidation ends, the stock might start moving upward towards 300, 310 in the short term. And above 310, the stock might witness significant rally towards 350 in the medium term. So the stock can be held definitely, but a stop loss can be placed below 270.
Stop loss of below 270, 300, 310, and upward trajectory. It can also go up to 350 in the medium term. Mr. Shyam Kumar, is there anything else you want to ask our experts?
Thank you so very much, ma'am. I really appreciate you taking my call.
Okay.
Thank you.
All the best.
And have a lovely day.
You too. Rupak, your picks?
Only concentrated into the space like banking, finance, metals, then auto and defense. So I would pick stocks like SBI, ICICI Bank, and then from defense, BEL, from metal, Hindalco and Nalco and Tata Steel. And then from EPC, I would pick L&T. For auto sector, I would pick M&M. And the investment should be done in a staggered manner in 3 tranches. Currently, 30% can be deployed, and the rest can be deployed on dips.
Definitely check your risk profile before that and make use of the market dips. Let's move on. We've got a live viewer from Chennai, Mr. Harendranath. Hi, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
How are you, sir?
Very good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, fine.
Great.
Very fine. Yeah.
You can ask your question, sir.
Yeah.
You have Satvik Green on you?
Yeah, I have a few things to say.
Sure.
I think I'm very thankful to the resources like Mr. Gaurang, Rupak De, Kunal, and others. Okay. I'm building the portfolio for a very long time. I need your opinion on that because from 2019 onwards, I'm building it.
Lovely.
I have started very slowly and as advised by many of the resource people.
Right.
I was used to staggering approach in building the portfolio.
Okay.
It was started 2019. I think now with the current, I have invested around 22 lakhs. Now it is around 32 lakhs.
Not bad.
In spite of the market going down.
Totally, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thanks to ET now and all the resource people who come to the program and give a lot of ideas.
Thank you so much for showing the confidence, sir. And I think you've got the right fundamental view of building a portfolio. You're investing in tranches, you're staggering your investments, and plus you're a long-term investor. How can we help you today?
Yeah, sir, I have applied for this IPO called Strategic Green Energy. I think I've accumulated a little. Now the price is 458. I think the market price is slightly low, 407. Since I'm a long-term investor, what is your kind of point on this? Whether I can continue holding this, slowly accumulating this, or what shall I do?
Rupak, I'll start with you.
Yeah, sure. So recently the stock has moved about its 21 weeks exponential moving average. So it's a bit positive setup. The stock has moved into positive zone. And from here, I expect the stock might continue to move up towards the higher level. Immediate resistance is placed at 420. Above 420, the sentiment might improve, and then the stock might move towards 460 in the short to medium term. On the lower end, I would place a stop loss below 390. Below 390, because below 390, the stock might lose its momentum.
All right, so 460 in the near term is what you are looking at, but yes, definitely there has to be a stop loss that what you're recommending around.
So where we get you answers for all your stock-related queries, we do have our experts with us, and with this, let's move on and let's connect with the next live caller that we have with us. And on the phone line, we have been joined by Colonel Ghorpade, who is joining us from Bangalore. Hi, very good morning, sir, and so good to be speaking with you. Please go ahead and ask your query.
Very good morning to you and other experts on the channel. Yeah. My query is regarding DV's Labs. I have 25 shares, average price of 5843. I just need a long-term view of this and the levels at which I can further add.
All right. So that's about DV's Lab. And Rupak, let me come to you for this query. He is already having some shares in his portfolio, but do you believe it's a good time to add more counters? Already holding 25 shares at a price of 5,843 rupees at some bit of a loss as we speak right now.
So Davis Lab had given a breakout back in 2024 October, and then it witnessed a rally of around 30%. But then it has been correcting back towards its lower level. So it's a normal phenomena for stocks in the stock market. So I think on correction, the stock can be added around 5,500. So currently it is trading around 5,800, 300, 200 points correction might be there. Then it might be added more. And a stop loss should be placed below 5,300, because below 5,300, the stock might lose its momentum and fall back into larger consolidation. On recovery, if the stock does not fall below 5,500 decisively, on recovery, the stock might move towards 6,200 again.
All right. So that's the recommendation coming in, but let's move on.
Let's watch out for that. But the next query that I have is coming in from Madhu Kumar from Bangalore. And the query is actually on PNB. And Rupak, should one hold the counter? Because Madhu is already having the stock close to the near market price at 105 odd rupees. But what's your take here? Because this has been one of the key underperformers within the PSU banking pack. But do you expect a recovery?
Has fallen by about 25% in the last 1 month or so. And after a recent fall, the stock is consolidating around its lower levels, and it is looking a bit ready for a recovery towards 114. So currently, the stock can be held to the stop loss of 100. If 100 100 is not broken decisively, then there is a possibility that the stock might move up towards 114 and higher level in the short term.
Okay, so that's on PNB. This is a WhatsApp question coming in from Mr. Bharatwaj from Coimbatore, and he wants to know if he can buy Swiggy or Eternal at the current market price. Time horizon is almost a year, or maybe long term. That is what he's asked for. But the buy price, Rupak, which of these two would you recommend, and the buy price also?
So Eternal has fallen towards its previous swing low on the weekly chart. So it can be considered as a long-term support level. So support level is at around 220. So one can initiate a long position at the current level of around 232. and keeping a stop loss below 220. And on recovery, the stock might move towards 270.
All right, so that's the counter, and that's those are the levels coming in for Eternal. Let's watch out for that. But so that's about the steel sector. But with this, viewers, just a few minutes left before we wrap this edition. But let's take your WhatsApp queries that we already have trickling in. And the next query that I have is coming in from Kinnaswamy, writing to us from Mysore. His query is actually on Bank of India. And Rupak, let me come to you for this one, as he says that he has bought 2,000 shares of Bank of India at a price of 126 rupees. And alongside, he also has 1,000 shares of Karnataka Bank at a price of 205 rupees. He wants a long-term view on both of these counters, maybe for the next couple of years. What's your take?
So Bank of India has corrected 25% in the last 1 month, and it has slipped to its 200 days moving average, which is considered as a long-time line of polarity. So we have a support at 135 for Bank of India. If it is not broken decisively, then there is a high probability that the stock might move up towards a higher level. The stock should be held with a stop loss of 135. On the higher end, the stock might recover towards 155, 160 in the short to medium term. Whereas in the case of KTK Bank, Karnataka Bank, my view is that the stock is already in a strong uptrend, and in this time of turmoil, the stock has been maintaining its upward trending sentiment, and it is maintaining its price above its 21 days exponential moving average. So hold the stock of KTK Bank with a stop loss of 215. On the higher end, the stock might move towards 260 in the short term.
Okay, so Bank of India and Karnataka Bank, that was the question answered. But then this is, the next question is coming in from Mr. Raj, Hyderabad, and Texmaco Rail. He's for 200 shares at 85. He wants to know if the current trajectory, he should be selling it, or what's the view for short term? Rupak?
So currently, the stock has corrected so much, and it should not be a level where one should be encouraged to go short in this stock. I think sell on rise should be a better strategy. You should wait for a rally towards 110, 120. Then you can exit your position partially or completely.
That's about Texmaco Rail, but the next
for which Gaurang has a coverage. With that, it's time to end this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now also. Thank you so much, Gaurang and Rupak, for being on the show and helping our viewers. And with that, it's time for a short break, and post that we'll get you Markets at Noon. Stay tuned.